Right now, your body is doing one of two things. It's either burning fat or it's storing it. And the thing that flips the switch isn't your workout, it's your hormones. And one of the most powerful is called GLP-1, the same hormone that weight loss drugs like Ozempic are designed to mimic. But you don't need to spend $300 on a shot to get those benefits that your body already knows how to make. You just have to give it the right fuel. So, right now, I'm going to show you 13 superfoods that naturally support GLP-1. That way you can finally flip the switch back to fat burning and start seeing real results. What is GLP-1 and why does it matter? It matters in fat loss, matters in your waistline. So before we jump into the foods, there's one thing that you need to understand. It's the hormone that all the weight loss drugs are designed to mimic. Ozempic, Wegovy, Trulicity, they all work by copying something that your body already does, that it already makes. That's the GLP-1. It's made in your gut. It plays a huge role in appetite, blood sugar, and fat storage. After you eat, GLP-1 slows digestion, keeps insulin from spiking, and it tells your brain, we're full. We don't need to eat more food right now. That's what helps your body stop storing fat and start burning it. Here's the problem. Most people, especially after the age of 40, don't make enough of it. And when GLP-1 is low, cravings go up, fat starts to pile up, and it's harder and harder to feel full, even after a meal. The good news is you don't need an injection to fix it. You just need to eat the foods that help your body release GLP-1 naturally, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So let's dive into the list. Number one of the easiest and most powerful ways to flip the GLP-1 switch is with leafy greens. They're simple, they're accessible, they come with no side effects. Leafy greens help your body release natural appetite regulating hormones. And if you're constantly hungry or you're eating clean but still not seeing results, start here. Here's how they work. Inside, leafy greens have compounds called thylakoids. That's the green part of the plant that absorbs sunlight. But when you eat it, it slowly digests and it slows down digestion and it starts to break down fat. That gives your gut more time to release the fullness hormones. One of those hormones, GLP-1. In one study, women that took spinach that is rich in thylakoids had 95% fewer cravings for sweets, 43% more weight loss over a 3-month period without changing anything else. That's not a drug. That's your body doing what it's designed to do with the right fuel. 95% less craving for sweets. Spinach. There's more. Greens are packed with fiber and water. That combo gently stretches your stomach, triggering fullness signals to your brain. In one study, people who started meals with a small salad, take the side salad first, ate 11% fewer calories without even trying. Want to eat less? Salad, side salad first. Want to level up even further? Add some bitter greens. Now that's like arugula and mustard greens and dandelion. They're strong in flavor, but that's the point. Bitterness signals your gut. Real food's coming. Get ready to digest. It triggers bile production. Bile helps break down fat, clears wastes and toxins, and supports your digestion and metabolism. So as you age, bile flow slows. That's one reason fat starts sticking, even when you're eating clean. So bitter greens can help clear that system and get things moving again. Couple tips: don't smother the greens in junk food. Skip the seed oils, skip the sugary dressing, skip the croutons and the fake health toppings. Okay. Stick to olive oil, apple cider vinegar, lemons, sea salt. Keep it simple. Let the greens do their job. A pro tip: start your meals with greens, even if it's just a small handful. And a cheat, you can get these first thing in the morning. You make a smoothie, handful of greens in it. Activating the fullness signals early in your day can really help you naturally eat less as the day or as the meal goes on. Food number two, leafy greens help set the stage. But getting your appetite signals back on track, supporting digestion, turning fat burning back on from the inside out. Next step is talking about another powerful food group that works in a totally different way. Nuts and seeds. I got a couple favorites. If you're trying to lose weight, especially belly fat, nuts and seeds can be a powerful tool. They are rich in healthy fats, rich in fiber. Critical micronutrients are also involved, all of which help your body feel full longer, keep blood sugar levels steady, especially after meals. That combo right there, fat and fiber, slows down digestion. It gives your gut more time to release GLP-1. And because these are real whole foods, not processed snacks, they deliver the signal without spiking insulin or crashing your energy. Not all nuts and seeds are created equal. So let me take a look real quick at 3 of the best ones that I recommend most often. Okay, here's a couple of my favorites. Coconuts, loaded with MCTs, medium chain triglycerides. These are special fats that go straight to the liver for quick and easy energy, supporting it. So instead of being stored as fat, it helps your body burn fat in between meals. You can fast and actually not eat longer without running out of steam with a little bit of MCT, a little bit of coconut oil. So coconut oil is so popular when people are using fasting and fat burning programs because it's clean, it's stable energy. It helps you keep your metabolism active. Second one, this is one of my favorite GLP-1 foods, chia seeds. These are tiny, but they do something very huge and unique. When you soak chia seeds in water or put them into a blended smoothie, your stomach expands. They get larger when you put them in liquid. So it creates a physical feeling of fullness that can make it really easy to cut the cravings. And you can go longer in between meals. Chia seeds also contain a lot of fiber. That's what supports the gut hormone, the GLP-1, helping your body regularly level out the appetite. In one study, people who added chia seeds to their diet for 12 weeks lost more weight and had better hunger control, especially those people that were overweight when they started. Chia seeds, one of my favorites. We can add this recipe down below in the comments. Chia seed pudding, super simple recipe. We're literally doing a half a cup to a cup of chia seeds. You're adding in a can of coconut milk, and then you add in a scoop of my collagen plus multivitamin. We're going to talk about collagen and its impact. Let that sit for a couple hours in the fridge. That is your late night snack. It will stop the binging on potato chips and other things that we're stuffing in at nighttime. That is your dessert and your snack. Incredible GLP-1 enhancement. My final one, not often looked at as a nut or seed, but cacao. Cacao actually comes from the seed of this cacao bean, and then it's also often ground into a powder. It is unsweetened chocolate, but the raw form of the cacao bean is what we're looking at. Cacao is rich in magnesium. That helps regulate the blood sugar levels, balances the stress hormones, supports a healthy metabolism. It also contains a lot of flavonoids, these plant nutrients that help your body process sugar more efficiently. It's going to improve communication between your gut and your brain. That communication is how your brain decides, I'm full, stop eating, and start burning fat. In one study, cacao flavonols increased GLP-1, reduced ghrelin, that hormone that makes you feel full, like it says, eat, 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 eat. So these foods aren't just snacks. They are smart tools that help your hormones work for you instead of against you. Cacao, little tip for it, I buy the powder form of it in organic form. I add it to a coffee, smoothie, or I mix it straight up with my collagen plus multi. It was just in here a little bit ago. I'm now drinking extra cacao each morning to help me feel full longer. Doesn't mean you're having nuts and seeds for every single meal. A lot of nut butters, right? And snack mixes. Gotta be very careful with these. They can be loaded with added oils, added sugars, and added preservatives. You want the whole raw forms, singular ingredient, whether it's a nut butter or whether it's an actual like handful of nuts, raw forms, or dry roasted. That's it. Flips the whole effect the wrong direction if you mess that up. So stick with the raw forms, coconut, coconut oil, cacao in its powdered form, chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts. Isn't it funny because that they're shaped in the shape of your brain? They're actually excellent for your brain. Almonds, cashews, real stuff, no junk. First, keep your portions tight. Okay, this is how to make the most of them. Nuts and seeds are very calorie dense, So just a small handful or a measured scoop is plenty. You got to control this because you'll keep snacking on it. Use them to build a meal, adding chia seeds in, adding cacao in, less as a random snack. Only just eating tons of nuts all day, that's not going to solve the purpose, but they're perfect added to a meal or maybe as your little appetizer before. So the chia in the smoothie, the almond butter with some fruits, a Granny Smith apple, coconut flakes for on a dessert or in a salad. Those combos keep those blood sugars stable and they keep the appetite in check. Number 3, while nuts and seeds help you feel full and keep you steady between meals, lemons work in a completely different way. Lemons help jumpstart digestion, reset the metabolism, and support the organs that process fat behind the scenes. I love this because these are superfoods that are so easy to get. The key player here is your liver. Lemon supports bioflow, which is critical for breaking down the fats inside of your body, for processing those. So as you age, bile production is slowing. And when that happens, fat becomes harder to digest and a lot easier to store. Lemon helps stimulate bile release, especially when you drink it in water before meals. Want a snack at night? Have some lemon water first. It also gives you a solid dose of vitamin C. Vitamin C helps to lower inflammation. It frees up your metabolism, supports the conversion of stored fat into usable energy. In fact, in one study, people with low vitamin C levels burned 25% less fat during exercise. But after supplementing and adding in sources of vitamin C for 8 weeks, their fat burning jumped 400%. It's huge. There's more. Lemon helps blunt blood sugar spikes. So after a carb-heavy meal, you can help to minimize that by putting lemon water, less fat storage, better appetite control later in the day. It's also a natural diuretic, helps to reduce bloating, water retention, helps with calcium buildup in the kidneys. So when you feel lighter, even before the fat starts coming off, that's a win, feeling good. Just supporting the stomach acid, breaking down protein, breaking down fat more efficiently. That way your body can absorb nutrients instead of passing them through, and you eat to live, not live to eat. Start your day with some lemon water. Simplest way to do it, wake up, then wake up your liver. It rehydrates you, helps that liver out, primes digestion for the day. You can also drink it right before meals, like I said, to help curb the appetite and portion control. People who just drank 16 ounces of water before eating lost more weight because they simply felt more full quicker. Add some lemon in, you enhance that process. If you start your day with orange juice or a tea, sweetened tea, like a sweetened tea, or a soda, swap it with some lemon water to just have something different than water, but it could be a massive difference. You avoid that blood sugar spike. You're going to stay hydrated. You give your body a clean, natural signal to burn, not store fat. Number 4, for years, we were told that fat makes us fat. Where did that lead us? We just got much more fat. The truth is your body needs fat to burn fat, especially the kind of fat found in avocados. It tells your brain you're full, helps you go longer between meals, fuels your metabolism with clean, usable energy. Here's how. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats and fiber. So together, if you're catching a theme, those two slow down digestion, support your gut, and help trigger GLP-1, the hormone that keeps you full. That's why avocados leave you satisfied without needing to snack an hour later. They go deeper. Monounsaturated fats help improve insulin sensitivity. That's a game changer for fat loss. When your cells respond better to insulin, your body doesn't have to release as much. Lower insulin equals more fat burning, less fat storing. In one study, people who added a half an avocado to their lunch felt more full, had lower insulin levels, and stored less belly fat than those who didn't add the avocado. And in another trial, women who ate 1 avocado a day for 12 weeks lost a significant amount of visceral fat, the fat around the organs that messes with blood sugar and messes with hormones, and they did it without changing anything else. No new diet, no extra workouts, just 1 avocado. So start small, half an avocado, few slices, pair it with some clean protein, some fiber, put it on a salad. Got some mixed greens with that. You could do it over your eggs. If you're having those in the morning for a clean breakfast or a clean breakfast bowl, you can use guacamole. Just make sure there's no seed oils, there's no added sugar, just real and whole ingredients. Another trick is to add some avocado into a smoothie. You can freeze them to keep them longer. Just take the peels off, freeze them. You can drop a quarter or half avocado easily into a smoothie. It makes it more creamy. You're going to be more full. Zero insulin spike. You're starting your day in fat burning mode. Number 5, once your body's getting clean fuel, staying full between meals, the next step is clearing out what's slowing you down. That means the backed up waste, the old hormones, and the inflammation. Old hormones is a big one. There are 2 foods that help get the system moving again: cucumbers and broccoli. If you feel bloated, sluggish, or backed up, start with a cucumber. 96% water, but it's not just about the hydration. That water is combined with a perfect amount of fiber. It helps move waste through your digestive tract, flushes out the toxins and the excess hormones, supports a clean, active metabolism, and acts like a natural diuretic. So it reduces puffiness, water retention, especially after salty meals. Here's a surprising fact. Cucumbers are one of the most filling foods per calorie. That means you can snack on them even during a fasting window, or even during when you just like need something to snack on, or when you just want to feel full because you're like, I need something. And you can do it without spiking insulin. The fiber and the volume help stretch the stomach just enough to trigger GLP-1, signaling fullness even when you haven't eaten much. Clean, natural, no cravings, but you can't patent cucumbers. You're not injecting them. But who knew that they trigger GLP-1? Broccoli. Let's talk about this. One of the best detox supporting foods you can eat. Broccoli contains sulforaphane. It's a natural plant compound that helps your liver break down old hormones. Men, super important. Women, super important. Excess estrogen in either one of those systems. Broccoli helps break it down and get rid of old stored hormones. It also clears out fat-soluble toxins, supports bioflow as well. That can help to lower cholesterol levels, support the fat metabolism. But one of broccoli's biggest benefits is the fighting of the inflammation. When your gut is inflamed, hormone signals get scrambled. And that's when your body hangs on to fat that it should be burning. So broccoli is also rich in fiber, and that does 3 things. It slows down the digestion, it steadies blood sugar, and it feeds good gut bacteria. That extended digestion gives your body more time to release hormones like GLP-1. Helps you stop eating before you've overeaten. So instead of chasing snacks all day, your system stays calm, steady, and in balance. Some tips to get more cucumber and broccoli, because it might not be a normal regimen. It doesn't sound that sexy. Add a cucumber slice or a cooked broccoli to your first meal on the side with your eggs. Combine it with clean fats, olive oils, avocado oil. Steam it, roast it, toss it in a salad. Olive oil, lemon, or clean mayo. Raw broccoli can cause some bloating, so if it does for you, steam it a bit. Dip it in some hummus. Make sure the seed oil free. The cucumber, you can eat it just whole. Or if you just take a little bit of the skin off, kind of peel a little bit, you'd be shocked how much just taking a little bit of that skin off. You're like, wow, these are really good. They have a very good texture and a very good taste to them. They're also great, even if you're in the middle of fasting and you're going to cave, have a little bit of cucumber. You'll feel full and your blood sugar will stay steady. Drop some cucumbers in your water overnight. Tastes better, hydrates you, keeps your body absorbing the nutrients more efficiently, and then you can eat them when you're done with the water. Number 6, grass-fed beef and grass-fed collagen. Most people don't think of beef when they think about fat loss. But clean, high-quality protein, especially from grass-fed beef, is one of the best ways to flip your appetite control switch back on. This is one I want you to get added into every single morning if you can do it. Here's why. When you eat protein, your gut breaks it down into amino acids. Amino acids repair tissues, they build enzymes, and they trigger the release directly of GLP-1. This helps you feel full longer and stay satisfied in between the meals. In fact, protein triggers more GLP-1 than carbs or fat. It also improves insulin sensitivity, keeps your blood sugar stable, helps shift your body out of that storage mode of fat and into fat burning mode. So instead of feeling hungry an hour later, you keep calm, satisfied, in control. Now, not all beef is created equal. Grass-fed beef will give you a complete protein with high amounts of iron, zinc, and B12, and then it doesn't have any added chemicals to tax your liver. No added antibiotics. It's huge if you're dealing with stubborn fat, if you have an estrogen excess or imbalance or a sluggish thyroid. Because when your hormones are out of sync, the last thing you want is meat that throws off your hormones even more. So we need those antibiotics out of there. Now, from a collagen perspective, grass-fed collagen, special type of protein that your body uses for skin, joints, gut lining, and metabolic repair. Collagen production slows down with age. And when that happens, your gut and your hormone function takes a hit. So one of collagen's most important jobs is sealing and repairing the lining of your gut. When your gut gets inflamed, it gets leaky, and then toxins get into your bloodstream and your hormones get scrambled. Your metabolism pays the price. So collagen helps calm down that inflammation, supports those better hormone signalings, and it brings your fat burning systems back online. And the bonus is it's really easy to digest. Helps you feel full without spiking insulin levels. So it's perfect even if you're fasting or you're in a detox or fat loss days when you just want to eat less without hunger. It's backed by a lot of research. In a 12-week study, adults who took 15 grams of collagen peptides on a daily basis lost 1.5 pounds of body fat without changing diet or exercise. The placebo group actually gained weight, but the collagen group lost visceral fat, the deep, stubborn belly fat. That's what throws the hormones off, slows everything down. So, some tips for it. Go grass-fed whenever possible. Skip the processed stuff. Nothing with added seed oils or sugars or chemical fillers. Stick with real clean grass-fed meat for collagen. Make sure it's grass-fed. You could go unsweetened, or you could go one that's sweetened with monk fruit or stevia. I just add it into a cup or into coffee, and this is how I start my day. Protein to start the day is going to lead to a way smaller lunch. 53% bump if you are eating higher carbohydrate, sugar-based foods. I'm actually adding the collagen into my coffee with coconut oil and butter, blending it. Even if I'm fasting, I will still do these things. Protein to build the tissues, clean out the hormones, start the day with it is one of my top tips for making you feel more full faster. Protein coffee or a smoothie works good even on fasting days. You can make your own bone broth if you want to, but that's the easy cheat code, the fastest ones. It's one of the best ways to support your gut, your joints, and your metabolism all at the same time. Number 7, fish and fish oil. Once your metabolism has the protein that it needs to rebuild, the next step is clearing out the inflammation that slows everything down. One of the best ways to do it is omega-3 fats. Wild-caught fish are the main source of them. We want them to be clean. They don't just help your heart or your brain, they support the same hormone signaling that drives fat burning and hunger control. Here's the issue. Modern diets are flooded with omega-6 fats. Seed oils, packaged snacks, processed foods, they throw your body out of balance. They drive inflammation. They block your ability to use omega-3s properly. So when you don't get enough EPA and DHA, because we don't eat enough fish in our diets, those are the active forms of omega-3s. A couple big things start to happen. Your inflammation levels are going to be way high when you have these because your omega-6 is so high, your omega-3 is so low from not eating enough. Your body is going to be more insulin resistant and your GLP-1 is going to be low. So if we can add more omega-3s in and take in less omega-6s from bad forms, we're going to reverse that, which is going to mean better appetite control, less fat storage, and a metabolism that's ready to burn. In one study, people who added omega-3s to their diet had higher GLP-1 and satiety hormone levels. In another study, women who took fish oil for 12 weeks had less body fat and better insulin levels without changing their diet. And then in one more study, omega-3s helped reduce belly fat and liver fat, two of the hardest types of fat to lose as you age. So, tips for it. Aim for wild caught. Salmon, sardines, mackerel. 2 to 3 times a week, we want to try to get those in. If that's tough or you don't like it, got to use a fish oil supplement. Just make sure it has listed amounts of EPA and DHA on the back. It has no added fillers or flavorings or sugars or toxic oils, and that it is not in a clear container. Fish oils can go rancid and oxidize very quickly. So we want to make sure they're not in a clear container. So that's how you know it's clean, and you make sure that your body can actually use it. Number 8, most sweet foods spike blood sugar. They trigger cravings, they crash your energy, and they make fat loss harder. But berries are different. They satisfy your sweet tooth without sending your blood sugar through the roof. Here's how they work. Berries are low in sugar, high in fiber, and packed with polyphenols. These are plant compounds that fight inflammation. So the fiber slows down how fast your body is absorbing the sugar. So instead of a spike and a crash, blood sugar stays stable. Hunger hormones stay balanced. Your body has more time to release GLP-1, fewer cravings, more control between meals, and a better shot of burning fat instead of storing it. In one study, women who added berries to a meal had lower insulin levels, felt more satisfied, even though calories stayed the same. In another study, people who ate blueberries each day improved insulin sensitivity by 22%. It's a huge win. The research is all here. Better insulin, more fat burning, less fat storing. There's more. Berries are rich in anthocyanins. It's a compound that gives them their deep color, and the anthocyanins help reduce inflammation in the gut. They protect the gut lining, and they support better hormone signaling. So that gut hormone connection is critical in losing weight. It's how your body knows when to stop eating, when to start burning up the fat. So in one study, berry polyphenols helped preserve GLP-1 function, even in people with metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance. That means better appetite control, exactly where you need it the most. Tips for berries. Stick with fresh ones or frozen ones. Ideally not dried ones. They've removed of nutrients. And definitely not the juice. Once the fiber is stripped out, the benefits are gone. Go for a small handful per day on its own or in a smoothie. You can mix it in with your protein and your healthy fats. And if you can, go organic, especially with strawberries, as they're one of the most pesticide-heavy crops on the market because they absorb a lot of them. Food number 9. Want to shut down cravings? Flip on the fat burning? Start with your first meal of the day. And few foods are better than pasture-raised eggs. Here's why. Eggs are a complete protein. They contain all the amino acids that your body needs, and they activate key hormones that control appetite and fat storage. One of those hormones, GLP-1. Studies show that protein triggers GLP-1 more effectively than carbs or fat, and eggs are one of the most bioavailable sources of protein out there. In one clinical study, people who ate eggs for breakfast ate 400 fewer calories over the next 36 hours compared to those who had a bagel or some calories or a different response, or maybe even didn't eat at all. It's the difference between storing fat and burning it. I've put this to the test. I've been recently implementing in having some pasture-raised eggs in the morning, along with either my protein coffee or my collagen mixed with cacao. That's how I started my day today. And I will not be hungry. I'll be very full. I won't be craving until it starts to get into the afternoon. But it doesn't take me much to get topped back off because the research is all there. Eggs increase GLP-1. They lower ghrelin. That's the hormone that tells you to eat, 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 eat. That's what studies show. It's a double win for you to feel full, and the urge to overeat down the road later in the day goes way down. It's way dialed down. So eggs also contain choline that supports fat metabolism. It helps your liver break down fat way more efficiently. They're also a good source of vitamin D. Plays a crucial role in hormone production, also a crucial role in appetite control. Go with pasture-raised eggs whenever you can. You'll get more omega-3s out of those. You'll get better fats and the stronger nutrient profile because the animal is going to be well fed, which is going to produce a better quality egg. If you normally start your day with toast or like cereal bar, or a sweetened coffee, swap it for pasture-raised eggs. Now, protein coffee I usually do with it. I usually do one or the other or do them both together. You can cook them or fry them in coconut oil, or my favorite is butter. You could pair it with an avocado. You could pair it with some greens. You could pair it with some broccoli. You could boil some ahead of time for a grab and go. Skip the toast, skip the hash browns, skip the sweeteners. It's the combo of what's in eggs that shuts that down, that negativity that you put in your body right away in the morning. You need protein, you need fiber. That's going to set the tone. Number 10, once your hormones, energy are steady, it's time to focus on the system that runs everything behind the scenes. That's your gut. Because even if you're eating clean, if your gut's out of balance, Cravings could still be up. Energies could still crash. Fat could still be sticky, even if you're doing a lot of the right things. So that's where fermented foods come in. One of my favorites, raw fermented sauerkraut is loaded with probiotics, live bacteria that help restore balance to a gut microbiome. And the balance is critical for hunger regulation, fat storage, and hormone signaling. In fact, certain probiotic strains have been shown to increase GLP-1 production and then naturally reduce appetite. Fermented foods also help seal and protect your gut lining. That reduces inflammation. It prevents digestive issues, a lot of the ones that block fat loss. And when your gut lining is damaged, even healthy foods can trigger stress. Makes it a lot harder to lose the fat. Apple cider vinegar is the second one. ACV works a little different. Slows how fast food leaves your stomach. Helps your blood sugar stabilize and stay steady. It reduces insulin spikes. It produces post-meal fullness. In one study, people who took ACV right before a carb-heavy meal, just a capful of it, they had a 30% lower blood sugar, and they felt more full than the control group. It's a simple, natural way to reduce overeating. Some tips with fermented food. Want the raw, unpasteurized version of the sauerkraut if you can. I like to get it in the cooler section, the fridge section, not the one in the can on the shelf. It's going to have better bacteria in it. Couple forkfuls as a side with your meal. We use it as a side at nighttime. The kids love it even. There's pickled flavored ones. Kefir could be an option. Probiotic rich. Make sure it has full culture on the back. If you're going to do some yogurts, better be more Greek. You want less sugar. We've got to get fiber and protein in there. And it must say live cultures. It's not my favorite source of fermented foods, but it must say live cultures because the processing of it kills the cultures. ACV though, tablespoon in water, capful before meals. Start slow, especially if your gut's been out of balance. Too much too fast can backfire. Always read the labels. Look for those live cultures. Make sure there's no added sugars and as few ingredients as possible. Food number 11, fiber-rich prebiotics. Once you started rebuilding healthy gut bacteria, the next step is to keep feeding those so they can thrive. That's where fiber-rich prebiotics come in. There's multiple benefits here. They aren't just any fibers. They're the kind that your gut bacteria feed on. They love it. When your gut is fed well, everything starts working together. Cravings get quieter. Hormones reset. Metabolism stops feeling stuck. My favorite, beans. Most people think of beans as carbs, but they're loaded with resistant starch and fibers. It's a type of fiber your body doesn't fully digest. It moves through you. So instead, it travels to your gut, where it gets fermented by good bacteria. It reduces inflammation, improves insulin sensitivity, and it boosts fullness signals like GLP-1. In one study, people who ate beans with a meal had lower blood sugar, lower insulin, and higher satiety hormones. So the result is they felt fuller, longer, and ate less later without even trying. Add beans to dinner. Every dinner, if you can. Chicory roots is another favorite. It's one of the richest natural sources of inulin, a prebiotic, very powerful one. It helps feed the good bacteria in the gut. It reduces ghrelin, which is telling your brain to eat, and it increases your body's natural GLP-1. Chicory root means fewer cravings, less snacking, more fat burning. In clinical reviews, chicory root fiber had been shown to support fat loss, shrink the waist, and improve BMI without intense dieting. Glucomannan is another prebiotic-rich fiber. It's made from the konjac root. This fiber does something unique in the body because when you mix it with water, it expands into a goo. It's like nature's gastric band. Stretches the gut, makes it full, slows down digestion, and then extends the I'm full signal. In one study, people who took glucomannan before their meals lost over 5 pounds in 8 weeks without changing their diet. I love these studies. So here's some tips for fiber-rich prebiotics. Start with real food. Add beans to your soup, to your salad, to your bowls as a side. Find some ways to get them in. Fiber, fiber, fiber. That's what's going to counteract the carbohydrates and the sugars and make you feel full so you stop snacking. Look for whole, unsweetened varieties with nothing added. Salt is fine, but not like oils. Black beans are my favorite because they're so chucked full of magnesium. They're delicious. Pinto beans, navy beans. Chicory root can be found in certain teas or prebiotic blends or a fiber powder. that you can stir into water. I actually have chicory root in my magnesium capsules to help it absorb better. But then one of the main ones is the glucomannan. These are found in the konjac root, so you can get them through konjac noodles if you wanted to try those as a noodle alternative, or in a powder or capsule form. I actually add glucomannan into my collagen plus multivitamin. So when I make my morning chocolate cacao mix or my protein coffee, glucomannan is also in there. So I'm putting in multiple superfoods to start the day that are just not hungry, and I eat less at lunchtime. This is how you start to eat less. And you can be added in that protein powder, that collagen at any point of the day, or you can also just add beans in at nighttime. So always take it with plenty of water. That's the way it allows that stomach to expand, and go slow if you're new to fiber, okay? Because too much fiber too fast, you can create some bloating, which then kind of defeats the whole purpose. And if you do get the bloating, add in some cucumbers. Food number 12. They're stacking and they're getting more important as we get deeper. If you've been wondering whether there is more of a natural alternative, one-to-one, these next two foods is what you're going to start paying attention to. So this first one needs to be on your radar. There's one that's even better than that. The first one is berberine. It's one of the most well-researched compounds out there when it comes to fat loss, blood sugar, and hormone support. Here's why. Berberine supports GLP-1 response. The same pathway triggered by protein, fiber, and healthy fats, that's where berberine impacts immediately. When berberine reaches your gut, it interacts with the intestinal lining and it stimulates the release of GLP-1. That slows down digestion, keeps blood sugar steady, and sends a clear message to your brain saying, I'm full. That's what makes it so powerful. So people dealing with constant hunger and blood sugar crashes or energy dips between meals, compared directly to with Metformin, has a similar impact in the body on those blood sugar levels. In a clinical trial where people took berberine, they saw improvements in blood sugar and in their A1Cs, and even in triglycerides or waist circumference. Those matter. Those are the numbers we want to get improved. Insulin dropping, inflammation falling, metabolism coming, a better response. In another study, people with insulin resistance took 500 milligrams of berberine 3 times per day for 12 weeks. And the result, they lost an average of 5 pounds. Most of it from visceral fat around the belly and the organs. No new diet, no new workouts, just better hormone signaling. So some tips with it. You want to look for pure berberine from the barberry, ideally labeled as berberine HCl. That's the ideal form of it. So it's not synthetically blended or not any artificial filters into it. It's important to know that berberine can lower your blood sugar levels. So if you're already on glucose lowering meds or anything, be sure to talk to your doctor or provider before adding it into your regimen. I add it in to my liver support. So I take this and have been taking it since the start of the year. Every morning, I'm now starting my day with my liver support. It's got berberine already in it, along with several other bile supporters and liver supporters to deal with the burning up of this fat or any fructose I come in contact with during the day. Then I've got cacao. I've got my superfoods, my collagen, my glucomannan, my coconut oil, multiple superfoods making me feel full just to start the day and put me immediately into fat burning mode. And sometimes I combine that with a plate of eggs. Proteins, fibers, and these superfoods, supporting the liver through the liver, burning fat. And then there's been the addition of number 13. If one plant truly earned the name miracle tree, and one plant being compared to a natural Ozempic effect, it's this one, Moringa. It's one of the most nutrient-dense plants on the planet, used for centuries in natural medicine, and it's now backed by a lot of science. And why it works is because Moringa doesn't just add nutrients, it helps your body do more with less. We don't just want lighter caskets, we want healthier human beings. So a combination of weighing less and getting a ton more nutrients makes it my favorite. Less hunger, less blood sugar, less inflammation, fewer cravings throughout the day. And then it's one of the richest sources of vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, 9 essential amino acids, 92 different nutrients in one plant. It gives your body what it needs to repair tissue, to balance hormones, to keep the metabolism strong, even on a calorie deficit. So instead of running on fumes when you're fasting or when you're cutting back, your body can stay energized and balanced because it's well fed at the cellular level because of how many nutrients come along with this one miracle tree. In one study, people who added moringa leaf powder to their routine lost more weight, had better blood sugar control with no other changes. And another study showed moringa reduced blood sugar, lowered triglycerides, and decreased oxidative stress. It also supports your GLP-1 response. Thanks to all the compounds in it, like chlorogenic acid with its known ability to help weight loss, quercetin, and a variety of powerful polyphenols, those are the compounds that help lower gut inflammation, improve blood sugar regulation, and strengthen the communication between your gut and your brain. That's the connection that tells your body, I'm full. We can stop eating now. And when that system is working, fat loss becomes a whole lot easier. So some tips for moringa. Go for organic moringa leaf powder, not the extracts. Those are deceiving. Organic moringa leaf powder. It's available in capsules, teas, powder form. It does not taste too great. So adding it to some of your favorites in the powdered form is not ideal, is the consensus feedback with a lot of people. Use it in the morning or in the early afternoon. Right when appetite usually starts to ramp up, that's when you drop it in. Don't expect a buzz. It's not a stimulant. It is clean, steady energy that supports your body with all those nutrients, helps you feel more full instead of just pushing it harder. To get this top slimming superfood in organic form with nothing else in it but organic moringa, not an extract, the actual dose of moringa, check out my organic moringa link below. It's extremely popular. It has helped a lot of people. Now you know which foods help flip your metabolism back on. But that's only part of the picture. Because if your liver and kidneys are overwhelmed, your body can't clear out toxins, process fat, or balance hormones properly. And that means all the right foods in the world won't get you the results that you're after. That's why I put together a deep dive training, a 12-hour masterclass condensed into one powerful 20-minute video. It's called The #1 Fastest Way to Reverse Liver and Kidney Damage. If you're serious about using food to lose weight, to support healthy inflammation levels, and actually feel better, this is the step you don't want to skip. I'll include a link to that video here. Click it to watch it next, and I'll see you there.